Most people don't apply for a job with the possibility of danger in mind, do they? You go after a job because you enjoy it or because it pays well. That being said, there are some extremely dangerous jobs out there that will make you rich if you have the guts to do them. These aren't your average desk jobs, where the most danger is a Karen calling you at the customer service desk. We're not talking about minor injuries here. And while you may not be swimming in a pool of cash like Scrooge McDuck, you can do quite well for yourself. No matter what situation you find yourself in, the most dangerous jobs necessitate maintaining a cool head. Men and women in these positions are usually constantly trained to ensure that they can do the job well. The following are the 10 most dangerous jobs that will make you wealthy. MMA Fighter. The sport of mixed martial arts, MMA, began in the 1920s. The sport's official birth year, however, is 1993, when UFC 1 was held in Denver, Colorado. This sport pits two fighters against each other in a fast and dangerous duel where the tension is cut with a knife. Each fighter has a unique skill set and training style, making predicting the fighter's next move more difficult. Due to the sport's popularity and televised nature, fighters can earn enormous sums of money. Elite fighters can easily earn six figures, not including match bonuses. If a fighter is on a winning streak or is undefeated, the bonuses can increase even more. The stress of competing and training hard raises the risk of injury. Face cuts, broken fingers, noses, and orbital bones are common injuries among MMA fighters. Stunt Double. Stunt doubles are highly trained athletes who perform stunts in the actor's absence. Stunt double jobs are both physically and mentally demanding. They risk injury while performing or even practicing the stunt. Stunt doubles can also be hurt if safety equipment fails on set or in extreme weather conditions. The earnings of stunt doubles vary depending on how many jobs they get in a year. The Screen Actors Guild establishes guidelines for the pay and treatment of theater workers, including stunt doubles. Even though being a stunt double is a gig-based job, you can quickly earn a lot of money. Body doubles typically earn $204,672 per year, according to SAG-AFTRA. Farm or ranch manager. You may not believe that working in agriculture is dangerous or will make you wealthy. Consider again. You're outside, surrounded by farm and wild animals. Heavy machinery, on the other hand, can easily kill you if it malfunctions or you are not cautious. Furthermore, you are working long hours, which means you will eventually tire and lose alertness. To top it all off, you are vulnerable to heat stroke, hypothermia, and workplace accidents. In 2020, there were 11,880 injuries in agricultural production that required days away from work, according to the CDC. Being a farm or ranch manager is even riskier because doctors aren't just down the road. Your coworkers may be familiar with basic first aid, but getting proper medical attention can take time. You will not make six figures in this job, but you will make a good living. In fact, some managers can earn more than $126,000 per year. Commercial diver. You will not be cruising through tropical waters admiring fish and coral reefs as a commercial diver. Commercial divers, on the other hand, inspect, repair, remove, or install equipment and structures. They may also perform tests or experiments, set up explosives, and photograph marine life or structures. All of this is done underwater using surface-supplied air or scuba gear. Drills, sledgehammers, torches, and underwater welding equipment may also be required. Predators around you, equipment malfunctioning, possibly becoming trapped underwater, hypothermia, low visibility, and being injured by the equipment you use are some of the most serious hazards of this job. Payment varies depending on the job and the environment, but some divers earn more than $111,000 per year. Commercial fishermen. Commercial fishermen face some of the most difficult challenges in order to supply fish products to the market. They work long hours, are at sea for hours, days, or weeks at a time, and are exposed to a variety of extreme dangers. As they work, commercial fishermen are constantly exposed to the elements. A storm may not get you a day off from work, depending on your captain and the type of fishing boat you're on. Irregular work hours and long, arduous days impair judgment. The dangers increase as you become more exhausted. Furthermore, unlike on land, emergency assistance is not readily available. If a commercial fisherman radios for assistance, they must wait for assistance to arrive. It can take a long time for help to arrive. Despite this, a successful crew can make a lot of money in a short period of time. Transmission tower climbers. Transmission tower climbers inspect, maintain, and repair towers used for cell phones, broadcasting, wireless internet service, and radio transmission. The towers range in height from 49 to 180 feet, 15 to 55 meters. Climbers must ascend on their own power. There is no bucket or machine to help you reach the summit. Climbers are, of course, provided with safety harnesses and other equipment to keep them safe while working on the tower. However, this does not guarantee your safety. Climbers can be in grave danger if their equipment fails. Ironworker. Ironworkers face numerous hazards while constructing the framework for a building, bridge, or road. Ironworkers, for example, can fall from great heights despite wearing all kinds of safety equipment. Amputations, cuts, head injuries, broken bones, burns, muscle injuries, being struck by an object, and impalement are also risks for ironworkers. Ironworkers, on the other hand, typically earn six figures despite the dangers they face. That is enough money for most people to live a very comfortable life. If you're thinking about a job like this, you should be comfortable in high, dangerous places. NASCAR Driver. NASCAR may appear extremely dull and dangerous to the average viewer. The avid fan, on the other hand, sees the thrills and dangers at every turn. The most obvious danger that drivers face is crashing. However, crashing or dying in a crash is no longer a significant threat. Since Dale Earnhardt's fatal crash in 2001, safety systems have significantly reduced the risk of a crash-related death. NASCAR drivers face hazards such as fume inhalation, substance abuse, hearing loss, dehydration, limb and eye loss, chronic pain, concussions, and burns. Regardless, if you can become a winning driver, you will make insane amounts of money. Working in a war zone. Military bases are managed by people other than soldiers. Hundreds upon hundreds of civilian workers are required to keep a base operational. This means that you could find yourself in the middle of a war zone. Some dangers are pretty much implied in a job like this. For example, if you work in a war zone, you may have a target painted on your back simply for being of a certain nationality or associating with them. You may also be at risk from local wildlife and diseases that are prevalent in the country. Working in a war zone requires someone who is willing to live and work in a foreign country, sometimes in a tent with no access to basic amenities. Filling one of these positions can earn you a lot of money. Pay can fluctuate depending on the risks of your specific job. Oil rig worker. Working on an oil rig is not for the timid. You could easily earn in the low six figures, but there are numerous risks to consider. Storms at sea, being hit by debris, drowning, exposure to toxic chemicals, burns, helicopter crashes, electrocution, head and brain injuries, back injuries, muscle strains, and other hazards also endanger oil rig workers. Oh, and because oil rig workers typically get long vacations offset by long periods away from their families, mental health issues are not uncommon. These dangers are exacerbated by the lack of a nearby hospital. Each rate has a doctor, but there's always the possibility that the medic won't be able to handle every situation. Fortunately, the pay can compensate for such difficult circumstances. So these were the 10 most dangerous jobs that'll make you rich. Make sure to hit that like button and also hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this in the future.